breaking news right now on Kcal 9 News at 4.
They just reopened LA, Tony. Oh, plane crashed.
Now at 4, breaking news. A plane crash. A plane lands on a busy Southland freeway, catches fire, and amazingly, no one was hurt. Welcome to Kcal 9 News at 4, streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Susie Sa.
And I'm Leslie Marin in for Juan Fernandez. Now we're told the people on the plane walked away and none of the drivers on the freeway were hurt.
Yeah, Kcal 9's Amy Johnson live in our newsroom this afternoon with the details and more of this dramatic video. Amy.
Well, Susie and Leslie, it happened on the eastbound side of the 91 at Lincoln Avenue in Corona around 12:30. Now, drivers were left stunned as they saw the plane come down right there on the freeway. Take a look. This rear view mirror video captured the plane coming down right between other cars and trucks on the busy 91 freeway. We're told there were 2 people on board the aircraft. We do not know where it took off from or where it was headed. The rear view video came from Edward Pajaro, who was driving on his way to Mammoth when this happened right behind him. Now, the Corona Fire Department was able to put out the fire while the CHP closed 2 lanes and the eastbound Lincoln Avenue off-ramp. And as we said, the pilot and 1 passenger were able to get themselves out without being hurt. And afterwards, you can see that single-engine plane mostly charred and burned, but after it burst into flames after landing, but it still remained mostly intact. Now, we are working to get more information on who was aboard and where that plane was headed. Nevertheless, an amazing story that no one was hurt. I'll send it back to you.
He was humble, dedicated, selfless, and hardworking, but even a better person.
And now to this developing news. The name and picture of a young off-duty officer murdered in Downey revealed this afternoon.
The Monterey Park Police Department is in mourning after one of their officers was shot and killed in a gym parking lot.
That murder happened in Downey while the officer was off-duty, as we mentioned. Kcal 9's Jeff Nguyen live in Downey this afternoon with more on what we're learning about the officer and the investigation now. Jeff?
Susie and Leslie, the deadly shooting happened in this parking lot more than 24 hours ago. And right now, investigators are still working to figure out the motive, but they are sharing information about that off-duty police officer who was gunned down.
Kcal Dt.
Today, we learned the name of the off-duty Monterey Park police officer who was shot to death outside a Downey gym yesterday afternoon. Chief Kelly Gordon says Kcal Dt was 26, grew up in Bell Gardens, and graduated from Cal State LA.
He had a bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Dt was hired by Monterey Park PD in January as a recruit. He graduated from the academy less than a month ago, and in his bio, this is what he said about joining law enforcement.
Was to be a good role model for his nephews. And he really wanted to make an impact on the community.
Dt was gunned down in the parking lot of an LA Fitness where Jenny Escobar says she would often see him.
He used to, teach us how to work out and everything.
At the Monterey Park Police Department, floral arrangements have been delivered in Solario's honor, while the flag flies at half staff. The investigation into the shooting is being handled by Downey PD.
Our detectives have been working nonstop to locate the suspects responsible for this senseless act.
Investigators say they don't have a motive. It's unclear if the attack was targeted or random, but they're not ruling anything out.
We really don't want to compromise the investigation at this time, and I understand there's a lot of questions. I just ask that you give us a little more time and patience as we allow the investigators to do their jobs.
And according to a GoFundMe page, Officer Solario was the youngest of 13 children. He leaves behind his mother, father, brothers and sisters, and his fiance. We are live in Downey. Jeff Nguyen, Kcal 9 News.
All right, Jeff, thank you. After protesters disrupted the LA City Council meeting for the 2nd week in a row, the council has passed a measure banning homeless encampments within 500 feet of schools and daycare centers.
No, sergeants